Hey everyone, it's AG Reboots, and if you can tell by the title of this video, I did kind of ruin an American Girl doll. So I did buy this doll off of eBay, and she didn't look that bad, but when I opened her, she was definitely pretty beat up. I didn't know that her vinyl had actually kind of turned green because of how old she was, and her hair was super frizzy and ruined. So yeah, it just wasn't really looking very good to start off with. Okay, so the first thing I did was clean her skin with the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and it didn't really show much on camera, but she was super dirty. She's one of the dirtiest dolls that I've ever seen. My magic erasers actually started turning black, and although I actually sped up this video a lot, it took me about a good half hour to get her fully cleaned. So enjoy watching these video clips of me cleaning her. Okay, so here's what she looked like when she was all clean. These are the magic erasers, and they were super dirty. Yeah, so one of the dirtiest dolls that I've ever seen, but I'm glad I got all that dirt off of her. So the next process was to unstuff her and take her apart. One, because her limbs were super loose and they needed to be tightened or restrung. And then secondly, because she's just old and she probably has never been really fully cleaned, so I wanted to make sure to give her the full treatment. And here I'm just washing her hair, and we're just getting that all nice and clean. Keep in mind, at this point I didn't really know what the extent of damage was to her hair. I honestly thought that I could fix it, but then again, I don't even know what I was thinking. So here I'm just sort of shampooing her hair. So here's just me showing you guys her body just drying in the sun along with her stuffing, and so far this is looking like a pretty normal restoration. We've been cleaning the doll so far, but yeah, the next part is when it really starts to go downhill. So I had to do something about her green vinyl, so I weirdly decided to paint it with acrylic paint, the whole thing. And looking ahead, this is just a really bad decision. I don't recommend this at all. But yeah, I just painted thin coats all over her vinyl, and I wouldn't tell myself that it looked bad, but it actually looked pretty. It didn't look great. Although I did really like the skin tone that I'd made. It was, I think, kind of unique. I don't recommend doing this at all to your doll, so this is a warning. Please learn from my mistake. So when I was all done with painting her, I decided to paint her teeth, and I was actually really proud of myself because I think that the teeth actually looked really good. Yeah, I just used some white acrylic paint, and then I painted her lips. And then you'll notice that the texture of her skin was looking a little bumpy. That's because I used Mod Podge over my paint job, which was just a really bad decision. So there I just tightened her limbs, but it actually didn't ended up lasting at all. So there's that going, and then I decided to do something with her hair because it just wasn't looking great. It was already looking super damaged even though I'd boil washed it. So I just tried pinning it up in curls, and I did really tiny ones for some reason. And yeah, I just did her whole head. She kind of looked like a little grandma there, but when I took them out, it just looked awful. It didn't look great. As you'll see in the picture right here, it doesn't look good at all. It looks really just frizzy and out of place, and I just wasn't really feeling it. And then here's where I try and fix it by cutting a little section of her bangs, because there was like a bald spot or something at like the crown of her head. And here's where I try and fix it. And I mean, it didn't really look that bad on camera, but sort of up close, and when you looked at it, it didn't look great, and I didn't want to sell that to somebody. And so here's where I just show you that my fail. Yeah, her limbs completely came loose. They were just so loose that the hair ties just wouldn't help. And then up close, you can just see that the paint was just starting to peel off, and it was just looking awful. Yeah, it wasn't looking good, and I didn't want to go back. And also the part where I tried to fix the bangs, it didn't work. So yeah, you can really see that when I took out the hair tie, I'd actually just made her limbs a lot worse. And yeah, I was really frustrated at this point, so I didn't really know what to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do plan to make a part 2 where I fix her, and until then, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!